you trying to play Magic the Gathering on a budget? Does the thought of $20 and $30 standard cards make you cringe when put side by side to other real-world responsibilities? Well, we have a budget deck tech just for you, featuring a very fun card called Assault Formation. 1 and a green enchantment that reads, each creature you control assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than power. This card can even animate walls, as well as pump your attackers. Now, I know what you're thinking. How is a budget deck going to be competitive or fun at my local Friday Night Magic tournament? I'm just going to lose. Let's go over the deck and explain why you should try this. First, the lands. We have an even split on mana symbols, including the sideboard, with forests, plains, and evolving wilds to help as a budget option to mana fix any color lacking. We also run Blossoming Sands and Temple of Plenty. Temple of Plenty at $3 as of recording this video is one of the few higher priced cards, but its benefits are crucial to the deck. Next, we'll go over the creatures. This deck plays a lot of undercosted creatures due to their lack of power, but thanks to our enchantment, several of our creatures become 4/4s for 1 mana, or the Ram, a 5/5 for 2 mana. The Jeskai Barrier will give us a protection effect to save one of our bombs from a Wrath, or allow us to replay the Orator of Ojutai, who is going to give us a flying 4/4 that draws a card when it enters the battlefield. Finally, we have Sultai Flayer, who synergizes well with the entire deck as all of our creatures have toughness 4 or greater. This incidental 4 life gained from every creature in your deck can become a massive life gain as the result of a Wrath or costly creature battle. It's also very important to point out here that Lagonna-Band Trailblazer has the ability to attack for 4 on turn 2 and then up to 10 on turn 3 if left unchecked. This deck can have explosive starts or just hold its own very well against aggressive decks. Next, let's go over our spells. Alongside Assault Formation, we have a small handful of spells that works well with the rest of the deck. Plummet is going to kill off those pesky dragons or Dragonlords that are in your way when attacking. Sight of the Scalelords normally would be a conditional buff, but all of our creatures have toughness of 4 or greater, so it now reads, on your combat, your creatures get +2/+2 and vigilance. And finally, we run a full set of Shape the Sands. While the reach benefit will help the deck defensively block against flyers, with Assault Formation it has the happy benefit of being a 1 mana instant speed combat trick to help the deck get in for more explosive damage. This card targeting a Lagonna-Band Trailblazer will trigger Heroic on the Trailblazer as well as pump him for 5 more power. Next, we have our bombs. Both Dromokas in this deck will help our Orator of Ojutais to draw us more cards, and while Dragonlord Dromoka may be a bit more pricey at $7 during the recording of this video, Dromoka the Eternal is still very affordable. An uncounterable lifelink flyer that also benefits from Assault Formation in Dragonlord Dromoka is something we just can't overlook even in a budget option. Dromoka the Eternal will offer an attacker if we haven't been fortunate enough to get an Assault Formation on the board, and will help bolster your powerless 0/4s so that you can still be aggressive and be blocking profitably. Last, we have Elspeth Sun's Champion, who thanks to her printing in the Elspeth vs. Kiora product has come down to as low as $11 as of recording this video. Her first effect will put bodies on the ground to give your deck resilience against control decks, and her middle ability to wrath the board can be used either defensively or offensively, as all of our creatures except the dragons have little to no power. Next, we'll talk about our sideboard options. We've chosen a well-rounded collection of sideboard cards that will help against current standard decks in the metagame. From Abzan Aggro, Bant Heroic, Sidisi Whip, and Red-Green Dragons, to Mono Blue and Esper Dragons, Red Deck Wins, and even enough answers for what you may not expect. These are just suggestions, since you always want to adjust your sideboard to help your deck win against your local metagame. The following deck list has been provided, as well as a link in the description to tappedout.net where you can solitaire the deck for fun. This is the list that we would run at our local FNM. Be warned, this deck can be extremely fun to play and a total rogue deck that your opponents will not see coming. Please leave a comment to let us know how you did with this deck and any changes that you would make. At the recording of this video, this deck is able to be purchased on TCG Player for less than $63. Several cards you might just have lying around, or you can get from friends as throw-ins during trades. And remember, building on a budget doesn't mean you can't have a fun original deck to play. Thank you for watching our budget deck tech for green-white assault formation. I'm Scott from MTG Mind Games. Join us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also go to teechip.com/mtgmindgames to purchase a t-shirt, hoodie, phone case, or coffee mug for yourself or the Magic player you love. All proceeds go to the support of this channel. Like and subscribe for Magic the Gathering content, including pack openings, deck techs, the Wake the Dead podcast, and time-lapse art videos.